It's an unfortunate truth, but some people in our lives find satisfaction in causing harm and chaos. Imagine this: you could be sharing moments, confiding in someone you trust, only to discover later that they are the very source of your distress. It's a sobering realization, but one we must confront to protect our well-being. Today, we'll explore a topic that is as fascinating as it is alarming: identifying the signs that you may be dealing with an evil person. Whether this individual is a colleague, a friend, or even a family member, their actions can be profoundly damaging. These people are often masters of deception, hiding their true nature behind a veil of charm and charisma. They know how to draw people in, gaining trust and admiration before revealing their darker motives. This isn't just an abstract exploration of negative traits, it's about empowering you to recognize these warning signs and make life-changing decisions to safeguard your mental health and happiness. The ancient Stoics, such as Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus, believed in the power of perception and the importance of a life guided by reason, wisdom, and virtue. By identifying and understanding toxic traits, we can protect our peace of mind, nurture healthier relationships, and uphold the Stoic principles of wisdom and self-control. The value of awareness. Understanding how to identify harmful individuals isn't just about avoiding pain, it's about empowering yourself to build a life centered around peace, authenticity, and meaningful relationships. Throughout this video, we'll uncover 5 key signs that someone might be hiding malevolent intentions. By the end, you'll not only be able to spot these behaviors but also learn practical strategies to safeguard your well-being and strengthen your inner resilience. If this resonates with you, consider hitting the subscribe button. By supporting this channel, you're not only helping us reach more people but also committing to your own journey of self-awareness and growth. Make sure to watch the video to the end. You won't want to miss the special bonus section, where I'll share an effective method for setting firm boundaries with toxic individuals. When charm becomes a weapon. At first glance, certain people appear charming and charismatic, lighting up any room they walk into. They make everyone around them feel special and valued, skillfully saying just the right things to create an instant bond. They might seem like the ideal friend, partner, or mentor, witty, engaging, and deeply interested in your life. It's natural to be drawn to this magnetic energy, but appearances can be deceiving. Over time, you may notice subtle cracks in their facade. Perhaps they always need to be the center of attention, overshadowing others in social situations. They may interrupt conversations, talk over others, or subtly put people down. These behaviors are not simply quirks of an extroverted personality, they are warning signs of a deeper issue. The Stoics teach us to approach situations with rational thought and careful observation. When someone's actions don't align with their words, take note. Imagine being at a social gathering where this person dominates every conversation, effortlessly captivating the crowd. At first, their energy feels infectious, but as the evening wears on, it becomes clear they are steering every discussion back to themselves. Attempts to share your own experiences are brushed aside or redirected. This is where the Stoic principle of apatheia, a state of being undisturbed by external things, comes into play. By staying emotionally balanced, you can see through their act and recognize the self-centered behavior beneath the charm. How they handle adversity. Another revealing sign is how someone reacts when things don't go their way. A genuinely kind and compassionate person will approach setbacks with grace and understanding. In contrast, a manipulative individual may lash out, becoming defensive or angry. They may even try to shift blame or manipulate the situation to regain control. Such reactions are clear indicators of a lack of virtuous character. The Stoics emphasize the importance of self-restraint and the power of observing others' actions without emotional bias. Marcus Aurelius reminds us to avoid entangling ourselves with those who exhibit anger, manipulation, or deceit, as these behaviors are incompatible with a life of wisdom and virtue. Controlling behavior, a threat to autonomy. One of the most damaging traits of a toxic individual is controlling behavior. This often begins subtly, with comments that seem caring but are designed to isolate you from others. They might criticize your friends, claiming they don't truly care about you, or suggest your family is toxic. Over time, you may find yourself increasingly reliant on this person for support, while your other relationships fade away. Controlling individuals often use fear to maintain power, issuing threats or ultimatums to keep you compliant. They might threaten to leave, harm themselves, or even hurt you if you don't follow their demands. This creates an environment of fear and anxiety, making it difficult to think clearly or make decisions in your best interest. The Stoics, particularly Seneca, taught that true courage lies in facing fear and standing firm against intimidation. Recognizing these controlling behaviors for what they are, an attack on your autonomy, is the first step to reclaiming your power. Setting firm boundaries, seeking support from trusted individuals, and prioritizing your own independence are crucial steps in breaking free from this cycle. Pathological lying, the erosion of trust. Pathological lying is another hallmark of a harmful individual. Unlike the occasional white lies most people tell, pathological liars weave intricate webs of deceit, often without clear purpose. They fabricate stories, manipulate facts, and distort reality to suit their own needs. This behavior is deeply damaging, eroding trust and creating an environment of uncertainty. The Stoics valued truth and integrity above all else, believing that honesty was the bedrock of a virtuous life. For them, truth was not merely a matter of telling the facts, it was an essential aspect of living in harmony with nature, reason, and virtue. By acting in accordance with truth, a person aligns themselves with the fundamental laws of the universe, fostering personal growth, clarity, and trustworthiness in relationships. Honesty, for the Stoics, was not just a moral choice, it was a necessary trait for living a life of peace and wisdom. When someone consistently lies, however, they are living in opposition to these core principles. Pathological liars actively distort reality, crafting elaborate falsehoods to manipulate their surroundings for personal gain. This creates a deceptive world, one that benefits them at the expense of others. Their constant dishonesty serves to isolate them from the principles of virtue and disrupt the integrity of the relationships they are a part of. It's as if they build a false world around them, making it difficult for those around them to discern what is real and what is a fabricated version of events. Pathological lying rarely starts with a major deception. Instead, it often begins with small, seemingly insignificant fabrications, like embellishing a personal story to seem more impressive or taking undue credit for a team effort. At first, these lies may appear harmless, perhaps even justifiable in the eyes of the liar. However, as time progresses, the lies compound. What began as a simple exaggeration can turn into a more complex series of untruths, each one covering up previous mistakes or misdeeds. The liar becomes so entrenched in their fabrications that it becomes difficult for them to backtrack or correct the narrative without drawing attention to their deceit. In a professional environment, the consequences of pathological lying can be especially toxic. Such individuals might spread false rumors to undermine their colleagues, sabotage others' projects to take credit for themselves, or manipulate facts to make themselves appear more accomplished or competent than they truly are. This behavior creates a toxic work culture, one where trust is eroded and people become suspicious of one another. Without trust, collaboration suffers, productivity drops, and morale plummets. Over time, the liar isolates themselves even further, caught in a web of deceit that becomes increasingly difficult to maintain. The Stoics, in their wisdom, would remind us that we must remain steadfast in our commitment to truth and integrity, even in the face of deceit. While others may choose to live in falsehood, we are called to align ourselves with virtue, regardless of the actions of those around us. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, often reflects on the importance of living according to our principles and maintaining our integrity in the face of external pressures. Embracing Stoic wisdom to protect yourself. Navigating relationships with harmful individuals, whether they are pathological liars, manipulators, or simply toxic personalities, requires a strong commitment to self-awareness and the guiding principles of wisdom and discernment. The Stoics teach us that we must cultivate the ability to observe others' actions carefully, without being swayed by emotions or superficial appearances. By developing a clear, rational mind, we can better understand the true nature of the people we interact with, and avoid being caught in their web of lies and manipulation. One of the most powerful Stoic principles is that while we cannot control the actions or behavior of others, we have complete control over our own reactions and decisions. This understanding is empowering, as it frees us from the need to control or change those around us. Instead, we focus on maintaining our own virtue, aligning our actions with wisdom, and responding to challenging situations in a way that protects our peace of mind. When faced with someone who exhibits manipulative or deceitful behavior, the Stoics would advise us to take proactive steps to safeguard our mental health and well-being. This means setting clear, firm boundaries with these individuals. It may involve distancing ourselves from toxic relationships or limiting the amount of influence they have over our lives. By doing so, we protect ourselves from the negative consequences of their actions. Seeking support from trusted friends, mentors, or loved ones is another crucial step. Stoic philosophy values community and the strength that comes from positive, supportive relationships. When dealing with a harmful individual, it can be incredibly helpful to have others who understand the situation and can offer advice, validation, or simply a listening ear. These relationships provide a grounding force, helping us remain focused on our own values and avoid being swayed by the deceitful tactics of others. Ultimately, the Stoics teach us to remain true to our values, even when those around us may be living in opposition to them. By practicing self-awareness, cultivating inner strength, and aligning our actions with truth and virtue, we can navigate the complexities of human relationships with clarity and resilience. While we cannot control the behavior of others, we can always control how we respond, and it is through our responses that we maintain our integrity and safeguard our mental health. Above all, trust in your ability to recognize deceit when you see it. By embracing the Stoic virtues of wisdom, courage, and self-control, you can protect yourself from harmful individuals and build a life